I know Dominic.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Coming to you live from Sam's Town Gambling Hall. This is Kevin McHugh. I'm here with my special co-host, Mr. David Haynes. David, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing all right, Kevin.
Right on. Really appreciate you stepping in and sitting in.
Cover stock. Good.
Hey,
go back
happy to be
with
here.
Your chamois.
Want to give a little shout out? We got Phil Placco down there on the lanes. Phil, can you hear me?
Use somebody else's. Because it'll.
But he's got. Hey, Phil, jump on in here. Let everybody know who's down there on the lanes. Hey, no worries. Phil's working with these kids right now.
All right, here we go.
Phil's down there wearing that thin blue Cool Wick shirt. Want to give a shout out to coolwick.com. Really appreciate that shirt. Love it, Phil. How you doing?
Hey, guys, good. Robert, or RJ, what lane do you want to start on? 4?
All right, everybody. Hey, we're here live with the Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. This is all scratch all the time. We've got our two divisions, our JV division. In JV, we've got Robert McNutt going against Ava Johnson. Ava was your quarterfinals winner. She's moving on to play against RJ. In the varsity division, two familiar faces, Mr. Sebastian Huffman, our all-time leader in LVYBT, be going against his good buddy, Dominic Montoya. Dominic's been on a roll. He had a 920 today in league, so let's see what happens. That's a 920 on 4 games, everybody, so let's not get too excited, but it was pretty nice. So, Dave, how you been?
Doing okay.
Doing okay? Okay, you've been here for a little bit. You've got to see the pattern. Anything you noticing about this pattern that they laid out today?
Just look like the players have chosen a lot of urethane, decent amount of oil down lane, and this amount of games, typically you'd see everybody moving more to the left, but it seems like they're opting to stick with the urethane and stay to the right.
Yeah, definitely. Now, that's a tight move. How do you feel about getting left with a little bit of urethane?
Some players,
honesty.
Yeah, it's something that's difficult for me. There's a boundary when I feel there's a better reactive option. But some players, especially with slower ball speeds and high rev rates, can definitely move left with urethane.
Okay, I like that. Good feedback. So, want to give a special thanks. We had Rylan Brees here today. Big shout out to him. He's one of our Suncoast bowlers here in Las Vegas. He came over and bowled with us today. Great bowler. Check this kid out. He's doing a lot of big things. He went against Sebastian in the quarterfinals, and hell of a game. We had a 214 to a 216, so it was very close. And then also a big shout out, Ryan Clark. She was our quarterfinalist against Ava Johnson, 168 to 195. Ava had a great game, so congratulations, Ava, for moving on. So, everybody, we're down here at Sam's Town. This is one of my favorite places here in town to bowl at. We got AMF lanes down here. These kids have been having a lot of fun, bowling on a really tough 39-foot pattern, 2-to-1 ratio, 26 mils of volume. And I don't know if you saw this, Dave, but we had some gloom faces today. Some kids a little bummed out.
Yeah, I mean, when they get tough, that's kind of what happens.
Yep.
You know, you really get penalized when you make mistakes on a 2-to-1 ratio pattern.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Phil doesn't go easy on these kids. He picks them strong, and he makes them learn.
Well, again, I'm sitting. Yep. You're sitting next to one of the legends in Las Vegas. I talked to David on the way over here. I'm thinking, gosh, we used to bowl against each other here at Sam's Town.
Right.
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
He was 16.
It's true.
We couldn't beat him then.
And no, that's not true. You could beat me.
You were 16.
That's true, yeah.
I did have a year.
Or 2.
So good to have you.
More than that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I take it for granted. Most people tuning in right now, and thank you for everybody for tuning in here on YouTube, Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. David Haynes sitting right next to me, folks. 30 years in Las Vegas, been coming up through the game. Storm staff, pro bowler, traveling, hitting regional events. I know you did some things. You were up in Michigan for the Masters. You're doing a lot of big things. really appreciate you taking the time, coming down, spending the day with us. So big thank you.
Hey, thank you, Kevin. It really is a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, no, right on. A lot of fun. We got Sebastian Huffman out there rocking one of your Haynes Team Bowling shirts.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah, you know how to pick them.
Right?
So so for those that don't know, David Haynes here in town. He's had Haynes Bowling Supply over there off Decatur, not too far from the Orleans. Been in business for, I think, 17, 18 years.
Yeah, I've lost track, but I know it's been a long time.
Yeah, so anybody needs any refurbishment, looking for a new ball, some shoes maybe, or just need to get their grips changed out, take a look over at David Haynes, Haynes Bowling.
But it's the pro shops like this that throw us gift cards, right? They've been helping us out for our raffles, so we really appreciate that.
Yeah,
actually, it's his wife.
Hey, and you know what?
Judy
Here
Bear.
in Las Vegas.
Thanks for letting me know. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Here in Vegas too, it's cool to have what I would call like a mom and pop brick and mortar shop like that. So it's awesome to have you down there. You know that I know you do a lot for these kids, and you see them come in, you work with them, you talk to them. You're not just punching holes in these balls. You're taking the time to talk to them and get a feel for their game.
No, everybody that works in my shop has a passion for the game. You know, especially the junior bowlers. Everyone says they're the future of the sport. It's true. So yeah, we care.
Absolutely. So let's get caught up. We've got our stuff going on right now. We've got Ava Johnson. She's going against Robert McNutt. Ava stepping up. She striked on her first shot. She's our C bowler. Stepping up in the varsity division, Dominic Montoya. Split conversion. He's your B bowler on the first frame. Let's see what he's got on frame number 2. So for those of you that don't know, we're down at Sam's Town. Like I haven't said it already, this is one of the funnest bowling alleys to come down to. You might hear it in the background. A lot of commotion, a lot of people having a lot of fun, a lot of people bowling down here. Great place to come.
Yeah, I'm not sure which ball Dominic is using, but it did look like he tried to go the reactive route and move left.
He's throwing a motive venom.
Okay.
You got a motive. Oh, there you go, Dom. Nice pickup.
4507.
So we've got Dominic Montoya clean through 2. Sebastian Huffman, strike. Ava Johnson's on a roll today. Watch out, folks. Let's see Ava kick some booty.
Ava has next week she'll be signing for a college. It's a Monmouth
Really?
University in New Jersey.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
A
she's
little
gonna be
bit
a
change
doctor.
of environment.
Yeah, she's going to be a doctor. Now we know who her family members are, right?
Yep.
Rex Johnson, David. Remember Rex?
Oh, yeah.
Tish Johnson.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the dad, Rodney. Yep, they're all
Small
family.
world.
Yeah, small world, exactly. Rodney is Tish's brother, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and Rex. Good
Hey, and
people,
let's
man.
not forget, we've got RJ McNutt out here. RJ's been a Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour player for a while now, and he'll give her some competition, I'll tell you that. It'll be a close match. Got to give a lot of credit. Ava's been out there. We get down to Santa Fe Lanes a lot and practice, and with me and my son, and Ava's down there all the time working with Phil, getting out there practicing. So same thing with Dominic Montoya, always down there.
Well, that's really what it takes to get good at this game. You got to
Yep.
put in the work and practice.
Yeah, and not just on your 10 pins. Start setting up some spares.
No, on everything.
So that was interesting. Sebastian looked really far right for this far in the game. Got left on that. Let's see. Let's take a look at his shot on lane 4 on the next one. I want to get some feedback from you, Dave.
Okay. Well, it's at the point where there's a lot of play on the lane. A lot of urethane has been used today, and there's carry down. So now you're debating between staying to the right with the urethane, basically making a perfect shot, using some loft, keeping it on line, and then the urethane will still create hold of the pocket. Or your other option is to move left with reactive, like Dominic did, and then it's difficult to get the ball to shape on the back end because of all the urethane used earlier in the day.
Gotcha. And you know what? I gotta bring that up because I feel like there was a lot of urethane used today, but I feel like people didn't commit to it, and they started to move left quicker than they should have. I think Sebastian might be onto something and might be sticking to that, 5-6 right at the arrows, just playing it right up. I mean, if you get right of that, I think it's going to be trouble. But let's see how he looks on lane 14 or lane 4.
No, it was definitely the right move last game. It's just going to show if the lane holds up enough to where he could keep doing it.
So I have to bring up a David Haynes.
Ooh, that
so I was
looked
just
good.
talking to Tom Pippinger from the manager here, Samsung.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, yeah, I remember watching him bowl a long time ago as a mini eliminator. Shot like 150. Went over, talked to Team USA players or the coach, and then he went like 270. David doesn't remember because this happened his whole life. 270.
Well, thank you, Phil, but I don't remember, but not because it's happened my whole life. Okay, that was a good shot. Another example of the oil down lane to where the ball just doesn't drive like it would have earlier in the day.
So when you say drive, let's get into that just a little bit more.
Well, the reaction looks good, but you just notice, 10 feet before the pocket that the ball isn't trucking in there. It's just kind of hanging, and that's why you see the soft 10. With the rev rate like Dominic's, he doesn't typically leave soft 10s unless there's a reason.
Okay. So, Dom, I hope you watch this. Come back and check it out. I think there's some good advice you could check out. Hey, and let's give a big shout out. We've got Dominic Montoya's parents, Roman and Angela, up in Reno today, bowling league up there. So they're at the stadium in Reno, Nevada, Nationals. So big shout out to them. I hope they're bowling great. Little recap. We've got Ava Johnson, your C bowler, coming off of a spare, stepping up on lane 3. Hey, folks, let's not forget our sponsors, Storm Bowling, the Bowlers Company. Check them out at stormbowling.com. Doing a lot for our youth. Appreciate you guys. And Cool Wick, all the time, doing great things for us, an OG sponsor. Cool Wick provides our championship jerseys and banners, so thank you, Cool Wick. Visit them at coolwick.com, and do not forget to enter LVYBT10 at checkout.
Thanks for bringing that up. Because the LVYBT 10, every time they use that, yeah, they get their discount, but it's also a tracking system.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
People in Vegas are buying shirts, jerseys.
And everybody tuning in, like and subscribe. Please check us out on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. On Instagram, we're at LVYBT300. Facebook, we're at Las Vegas YBT. So please like and subscribe if you like what you see. And if your kids are in town, bring them down to bowl. We'd love to have you, so come on down.
Thank you for winning the second pot. We have one more pot.
Oh, Sebastian did not like that.
Two
For
best
good
friends
reason.
bowling against each other. Dominic brought him over, right? Ben is he staying at Dominic's house tonight? Oh, okay. Oh, like I say, he's going to have to Uber home.
I'm the lucky participant.
It's kind of like watching the PBA Tour when a lot of the guys bowling against each other on the show are roommates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't take it for granted. These guys might be buddies, but they'll bowl their butts off against each other. They'll give it hell.
I believe it.
RJ stepping up on lane 3 with a 10-pin. Nice pickup.
Give RJ
All right,
a lot of
RJ.
credit. We've made a lot of major changes in the last 4 weeks in this physical game.
Yep.
That's why I didn't bowl last month. Then, dude, for these changes that you're making, I don't want you to compete. Just let's keep focusing. I bet you've been bowling 40, 50 games a week to get through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love
No,
these
RJ's
kids.
been around since I remember our first Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour we entered. I got talking to his dad, Tom, and really good guy. And a big shout out to Tom. Tom does he volunteers here with Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour, helping selling raffle tickets and collected entries and stuff like that. So just want to give a big thank you to him. And RJ, keep an eye on him. He puts the work in, so let's see what he's got.
Dom's got to get used to this motive stuff. I'd love to see him have an eternity in his hands right now.
Well, I like Dom's strategy with the reactive. He's just got to figure out a way to make it carry. Seabass carry is going to be better if he can get there, but he's got to really make a great shot to keep it to the right.
We've got Sebastian in urethane, Dom in reactive.
Yes.
Okay, classic competition.
Sebastian asked if he's like, hey, should I hit this with some surface in between? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. It's urethane, but throw it over with some. Hit the chamois. Hit it with the chamois so it doesn't pick up so quick.
And one thing I want to add to that is I feel like, what I'm seeing is that Sebastian is one of the few kids out there that's able to stay strict with it, and he's able to play it up tight. He's playing up the gutter, up 5th, 6th at the arrows, in my opinion.
But he's playing a part of the lane that no one really played.
Yeah,
because
they
couldn't
got
play
left
there
early. Even though they thought they were playing up the right, they were a little bit loose. Nice pickup there, Ava. All right, we've got Dom stepping up 92. Oh, take another look. This is interesting. So we're going into the 8th frame, and everybody likes what the 8th frame brings on because everybody knows if you punch out from the 8th frame, even if you open in the 7th, it's 90 pins. Let's see what happens between Dom and Sebastian here.
Got it.
4, 3, 3, 7.
See, the tough part about trying to do what Seabass is trying to do is that you really have to make sure to land it far enough to the right, because if you don't, the lane is broken down and it's not going to have a chance.
That was the thing that scared me. If he was going to hit his urethane ball purple with 1,000, front part of the lane is burnt up.
And let's talk about that just a little
Nice
bit more.
spare.
Could you give me a little idea? So if Sebastian plays it right, plays it, let's say, right up first arrow, versus if he gets inside like around 7 or 8, what's the different ball reaction going to look like?
Well, if he was to try to move left, he would have to make a giant jump. And so basically where he's at, he just needs to keep it closer to the gutter. If he's going to change, he needs to move his feet probably 15, 20 boards to the left and move all the way over the track play. And probably change to a reactive ball and slow down his ball speed, which he's capable of doing.
Definitely.
See, that's better.
Yep. And
So-
you got the reaction.
Yeah. So if he makes a really good shot, he's going to strike.
4096. 4096.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of room.
Nope.
Or he's he
RJ
catches it at the bottom, going to pick up the lane too quick.
Picking up the spare there, right there. I like that. Ava giving RJ some love right there with the high five. These kids are, they're all friends. They're competitive, but we got a good thing going on here. So anybody tuning in, don't hesitate. Bring your kids down. If they want to bowl, get a little bit of competition in here, see the tournament style of bowling, please check us out online, LVYBT 300, and feel free to come down and talk to any one of us. We'd love to help anybody that's interested in bowling.
Yep. Hey, real quick, let me, we had 3 kids from out of state. Obviously, Tyler Pohl from Victorville, Brandon
Rother, yep,
from
San Diego.
And some old friends of mine, Scott Bruner from Kalamazoo, Michigan. His daughter Morgan was here, pretty good player, lefty. She's going to Marysville University she signed with, so in Missouri. So it's nice to have some friends out of Michigan.
And
Come
Morgan
on to Las Vegas.
coming out here. Morgan, congratulations.
Nice shot from RJ.
Didn't shoot too bad. She had a couple rough games, but it's her first time out here in Las Vegas, here at Samstown. Not the easiest place to play.
3 gutters in one of the game because she was playing 1-2 on the left side.
Yep. Let's see what she has tomorrow. I'm sure she's bowling tomorrow, and I'm sure she's got a lot. I love talking about that, man. These AMF lanes, they're a little bit different. I'm not going to ask if you have a preference, Dave, but give us a little breakdown difference. AMF, Brunswick. Do you feel a lot of difference?
There is. There's more texture on the MF lane, so there's more friction.
Okay.
In general, that's what you find. AMF lane surface, there's more friction. Will hook more than most Brunswick surfaces.
Okay. When you say hook more, you're kind of insinuating hook early.
Just more overall friction from the lane, not including how old or beat up a lane surface might be, but just as new, there's a little texture.
Gotcha. We got a little bit of lane breakdown here, everybody, but we can get a little recap. We've got some tight games going on. I probably should have wrote this down. I'm not sure if our D-bowler is Sebastian or Dominic, but I think it's Sebastian.
Yeah.
There's a inherent difference, too, in the MF and Brunswick lanes. Brunswick lanes have range finders down lane, which a lot of players use to try to identify their break point. The MF lane surface has light boards and dark boards. So you'll find yourself looking for light boards down lane versus range finders. So that is a significant difference just in itself.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought
Great
that
point.
up. Because whenever anybody talks about it, they always talk about, oh, there's no rangefinders. They never bring up the light board versus dark board. So,
Right.
Right.
Comment.
But Kevin,
Appreciate you bringing that up.
Kevin, what do I teach our kids? What's the most consistent thing, whether they bowl in China, New Jersey?
We want a down lane target that stays consistent, something like a 6-pin or a 10-pin down lane.
Right side of the 10, left side of the 10.
Exactly.
Yep. I have a question while David's sitting right next to you.
Let's hear
David,
it.
who do you coach overseas? Where do you coach at?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that, did you, Kevin?
I did not.
Yeah. What's lane surfaces over there?
There's, I believe the main bowling center is a Brunswick lane surface. So that's where a lot of the international tournaments that come to Hong Kong compete. It's called the SCAA.
Awesome. How long? So you've been over to Hong Kong a few times, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Internationally or their countries look at bowling way different. Right, David?
For sure. A lot of training. Very serious training when it comes to preparation and practice and incorporating the gym and working out properly to train for bowling. So most of the top countries are very serious and focused.
No, I like that you brought that up because I think training like that, off-site, staying in shape, has kind of become more involved with bowling. I feel like some of the, like EJ Tackett, I want to give a big example of. That guy's in great shape, you know. I feel like some of these new up-and-coming bowlers, not that he's new and up-and-coming, but people are paying attention to the physics.
Well, it's very evident when you are around some international tournaments that physically fit, strong players, especially with the rev rates nowadays, is pretty much a necessity.
So you bowled against somebody, a tournament I would like to bring up, the 777 tournament over at the South Point.
I did?
There was a very good bowler over there with a very familiar name.
Okay.
And very in shape.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
No?
Johnny Petraglia. Is that,
okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I think he went 300, 299, and I think he had like a 279 or something.
Right.
Yeah, he really in shape. He bowled really well that night. I know it was an easier layout that night, but just I don't know. Kind of started thinking about that when I was sitting next to you and.
No, it's really one of the important things if you're trying to become a great bowler nowadays, that you should be strong and you should be in shape.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah, no, and they bring that up a lot. You know, nutrition is huge, everybody. If you're watching into this, look into that.
Yeah. It's cool. I'm watching Bowl TV all week for World Series.
Oh, RJ did
to watch
not
some
like
of the
that.
international players.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of them
Yeah.
are in pretty good shape, man.
Yeah. There's some 600 rev rates out there. Yeah.
What's his name? I forget the guy
Wait.
from Sweden.
Wait, did I hear that right? Did I hear 600 rev rate?
I've
Yeah.
seen it.
No way. I have not seen anything over like 530, and I think that was either EJ or Simo.
I mean, we couldn't measure it, but if you had to guess, it's at least the high fives.
That's
Mid,
that
you
is
know,
insane.
mid to 3/4 of the way there. Yeah.
What kind of ball speed is going with that, you think?
Pretty much as much ball speed as the guy needed.
Yeah. That's a good answer. Ava Johnson, congratulations. She'll be moving on to the finals. RJ McNutt, very competitive with a 170. RJ's doing a lot of things these days, working with Phil Placco, so hope to see big things out of him. So in
Mentally.
the semifinals, Sebastian with a very respectable 208. Not sure what happened on that last shot, but 208 is not bad.
So it looks like Dominic needs this one.
So everybody, stay tuned in. We got the finals coming up, everybody. We had a little down shot with the lane. So, Dave, let's talk a little bit. Let's chat.
Okay.
So appreciate you stepping in. I know you got a lot of things going on. Busy guy. Been golfing a little bit. How's the golf game?
The golf game is it's just a passion, and it's not that great, but it is what it is.
Yep. Having some fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
And I know Phil Placco, big golfer out there.
Yes.
Mike Benown. You
Huh?
got new pins. These are all new pins on
I
there.
can tell. They look good.
Yeah. Mike is the head mechanic here. Been here for 30-some. How long you been here, Mike? 41 years.
Wow. 41 years.
1981, everybody.
Mike Benown.
Not tomorrow. Yeah. Sorry, Mike, I can't. No.
Yeah, Mike purposely said that, hey, we're going to throw some new pins in for you guys. Start breaking them in.
Right. 2-to-1 ratio and new pins.
Yeah. My son said he liked the old pins. Let's give a little love, man. Not South Point. Samstown. We are down here at Samstown doing big things. Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour, all scratch, all the time. Appreciate everybody stepping in. This is our second to last tournament of the year. We do have one today, one tomorrow. Oh, I think I got a little guest stepping in here. Mr. Ezekiel Trejo.
Hello.
There, talking to the mic.
Hi, guys.
Hey, anything you want to say?
This pattern is hard.
Oh, I like it. Some honesty right there. So, no,
Yes.
that's my boy right there, Ezekiel Trejo. He wasn't all bad. He came in 7th out of 16 kids. He is 11 years old, so he's out there swinging for the fences. But,
Hey, throws it good.
yeah, a lot of fun. Wait till we get to the finals.
All right.
We got some interesting things going on. In the finals, Hayden King, Seth Stovall. Seth Stovall, let me tell you just a little bit about this guy. This kid he shows the least emotion out of all of these kids out there. And I point that out because he's always in the finals, and there's got to be some correlation there between being able to control your emotions and always making not only the cut, but either the number 1 or number 2 seed.
This is, he needs a shot to win, and
Yeah,
it's been
this
a
is-
3-minute break.
I know. Let's see what he does. Wow, that was a good shot. Got that one to the right a little quicker, grabbed a little more friction. That one had no problem driving.
So let's see, Dominic Montoya, we got 20, 40. Oh, man. Dominic Montoya. Making it official, Dominic Montoya, folks. Congratulations. Moving on to the finals match.
Nice bowling, Seabass. All
Big
right.
thank you. CoolWick.com, everybody. Checking out CoolWick. Visit them at CoolWick.com for all your jersey needs. CoolWick doing a lot for our youth bowling. Don't forget to enter LVYBT 10 at checkout. And Storm Bowling, the Bowlers Company, doing a lot for our youth. Check them out. Their SYC Youth Championship and Evolution program. All right, so let's talk a little bit, David.
Sure.
Team USA, 10
Yes.
years, 1999, 2009. Could you give us a little input on that? That's a pretty big accomplishment.
I mean, it was just a positive experience altogether. I got to travel the world and make lifelong friends, with my teammates. Certain bonds that can only be developed in environments like that. We got to win the World Championship in 2006 for the first time in 30-something years.
Where was that at?
It was in Busan, South Korea.
Okay.
And that's my greatest bowling memory. And it was in the team environment, which is special to me.
That's awesome. I really appreciate you bringing that up. So we've got 2006, South Korea, Team USA.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. Who were some of the people on your team?
We got it done. Bill Hoffman, Scott Bull, Ronnie Sparks. Let's see, Dan Patterson. I don't want to forget anybody. You put me on the spot.
And I know I did put you on the spot. Take your time, man. It's a great opportunity to get on here and talk about that. We don't always get somebody on here that's been on Team USA for 10 years. So,
Right.
yeah, really
It's
rad.
a long time ago, but I can tell you that we're all still friends.
Yeah, keep in touch.
Oh yeah.
And keeping in touch is not something. It's not like something we all know. It's not something you do every day, every month, even. But when you run into each other, you still have those memories and get out there and have a good time.
It's one of those things where you have a bond and you don't have to talk to each other for years, and then when you see each other, you're instantly friends.
Right
you're
back.
instantly close. Yeah, that's what it comes down to.
That's awesome. No, that's a lot of fun. So, little experience when you joined Team USA. Give me a little background. Do you guys practice together? Is it kind of you meet up before a tournament? Give me a little breakdown.
No, so you qualify for the team with your performance,
Uh-huh.
and then back in the day, we used to be able to have our training camp in Colorado Springs at the Olympic Training Center, amongst the other, Olympic athletes. And we would get to train bowling in the Air Force sports bases. And basically it was 2 weeks or so of training and bonding. And then through the year we would do different things. We would see each other in tournaments.
Okay.
And then we would have smaller training camps preparing for the events before they happen. And then we would, go to the events and train more and spend more time together and
So
try
you-
to become a team.
You did have that 2-week period in Colorado Springs where you guys really got to know each other and.
Yeah. And one of the things, some of the years that I was on the team, we had a lot of the same players sticking around for multiple years,
Uh-huh.
which really helped because, of course, we became more of a team when you're with the same
Yep.
group of guys for more time.
Little continuity between the two.
Right, exactly, which is what a lot of the other countries have because their players bowl for a living and it's the same guys most of the time.
Uh-huh.
The USA team fluctuates more, so when you get repeating team members, there's more chemistry.
Yeah. And that's actually probably tougher here in the U.S. because I know everybody's got different agendas. They've got different things going on. Some people from the East Coast, they've got big things going on in the East Coast. Got people on the West, people in the Midwest. So, getting these people together that are 2,000 miles away can be difficult. So, no, that's rad. 10 years consistency, man. Congratulations on that. That's rad. It's a big
Thank you.
accomplishment.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So, nope. And then let's not forget, we've got David Haynes. He's the owner with his wife, Tish, and daughter, Judy.
Yes.
Want to give a
Judy
big
Bear.
thank you to them. I hope they're tuning in.
Judy
I'm sure
Bear.
they are. So hi Tish, hi Judy. I think I met your daughter. I think she was taking scores at the 777.
She might have been there. I don't know if she was taking scores.
Okay. I thought maybe I got too mixed up. But no. Thank you guys. I know you guys got a lot going on. You got David Haynes Bowling. Check them out down off Decatur, out by Orleans. Doing a lot for you. So if you need any bowling supplies, check out Haynes Bowling Supply. Hey everybody, coming to you live from Sam's Town Bowling Center. Appreciate everybody checking in, tuning in. My name's Kevin McHugh. I'm here with Mr. David Haynes. David, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Kevin.
Right on. Appreciate you sitting in. We are watching the Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour, all scratch all the time. We are in the finals match right now. JV division, we've got Ava Johnson. She'll be going against Hayden King. And Dominic Montoya, who had a tight match versus Sebastian Huffman, is moving on to take on your number 1 seed, Mr. Seth Stovall.
I think this is the first time that all 4 in the finals are two-handed. We've always had, once in a while, some one-handers in there, but
That's
all 4
interesting.
two-handed.
Interesting.
Seth has 7 wins. Dom in varsity, Seth has 7 wins. Dominic has 2 in JV, none in varsity. And then you got 2 people here, Ava and Hayden.
Yep.
No wins.
Okay.
They're going to have a win today.
So we have a new winner today in the JV division. Somebody's getting a new Cool Wick jersey, championship jersey for the Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. Look at Ava.
Nice
That
shot.
girl.
Wow.
Ava Johnson, I hope you watch this. You are kicking some behind. Kick these
Dude.
boys' butts.
She practices about 30 to 50 games a week. She's been bowling less than a year when she started. Then she plays soccer. So what ends up happening? She tore her ACL, had surgery. So technically she's been bowling 6 to 8 months.
Wow.
So we work hard together.
She's down at, I see her at Santa Fe Lanes all the time practicing, so obviously it's paying off.
Her dad knows what he's talking about. Just have to convince her.
I think she knows. She's a smart girl. She is.
Hey, Kevin, I just have to break in. I remember the other teammate is Rhino Page.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So, had to say that. Sorry.
So Seth Stovall, this is a kid you got to keep an eye on. This kid is consistent as ever. Now he's throwing urethane, but let's take a look at his shot compared to Sebastian's, for example. A little bit different.
Well, this is an example of what I was saying. Some players can move left with urethane. His rev rate's high enough. He can create
His
shape
angles
in
are
there.
good.
Yeah, his angles are right. So if I try to, move to that zone and make my pitch black hook like that, it's not going to happen. So once again, Dominic is running into the carry issues. He's got a great ball reaction to the pocket, but the way that it comes off the back of the pattern is going to affect whether he gets a strike or leaves a flat 10.
So we saw that in the previous game. We've seen it now. So I know you've explained it, but let's just reiterate it a little bit to these people. What exactly are, in layman's terms, are you seeing his ball do maybe off the back end reaction that's leaving that 10 pin?
It just looks like a symptom of carry down. The ball gets to the back of the pattern, starts to change directions, and you expect it to drive a certain amount. But because of all the urethane that's traveled down the lane today and the amount of games on this pair, instead of the ball driving, it labors, wiggles, and it's not continuous, and then it just, when it gets to the pocket, it deflects.
Wiggle is bad, folks, for those that don't know. Hey, I think we got some, not yet, excuse me, jumping the gun right there.
Ava fouled. That's
And I
about
haven't
her third
seen a
one
lot
today.
of that. one thing I like about Samstown is they do keep the foul lights on, keeps these kids on point. And she had a foul there. She
Goes
wasn't
back
the
to
only one today.
mechanics. Mike Benon, who's been here 40 years. These foul lights are really, other than South Point, this is probably the highest level.
Please see John for the second game. We have a little issue and we are restarting the second game.
All right, so what I would say right here, what Dominic pick up on that? He struck there, okay. I thought when he was walking off I couldn't see it, but it looked like he was a little bit upset.
He chopped the 6 off the 10.
Yeah, Dom's missed a 10 pin, and then he just chopped the 6-10. Seth has foul strike. He's on the left lane.
So Seth is having the same issues with the ball reaction that Dominic is. So really it's going to come down to which player just makes better shots and figures out a way to get more energy into the pin deck.
So if we had a tool chest, and you could open that tool chest and give them the advice that would probably be the utmost best advice you could give them right now, what would it be?
Keeping the ball speed slow, a little bit of loft. From a shot Dominic threw at the end of the last game when he got it a little more to the right, it definitely came off the back of the pattern better. So there's a hang zone, and seems like a little more right, a little bit of loft, keeping the speed under control. Looks like the answer.
Would you no ball change, nothing like that?
No, I wouldn't say that. They both could switch to probably quicker response balls with maybe a little bit of surface, and just find something that naturally comes off the spot a little bit stronger. Both of the balls look like they're laboring.
You know, Kevin, it's nice. You're sitting next to a guy, obviously who I respect, but we talk about this all the time. How David says it is way simpler, right, than how I would say it. I'd be a little bit more complicated with it, but yeah, all right, ball up with a little bit of surface. Asymmetrical, move 7 left, control your angles. David says a little bit more professional.
Yeah, well, no, and it's you guys. Everybody's going to explain things a little bit differently, but I appreciate getting high-level input, and that's what we're getting right here. That's what you're getting when you tune into Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. You're getting high-level input.
Right, and also to say it's always easier when you're behind the lanes watching a player than being the player.
Yeah,
so
good point.
So I can sit here and say what I think they should do, but when I'm bowling, I can't see everything. So it's always easy standing back here.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. And us as parents, sometimes we got to take that coaching hat off and trust these kids. These kids have been out here. They've been learning. We got to let them make these adjustments that they're feeling.
Right, and this is where knowing your equipment is really important.
Yep.
So you practice, you do different things, and you have a ball that right now in this situation that you can make hook on the back end. And if you have that ball and you can pull it out, it could be the difference between winning and losing.
Yep. And let's anybody tuning in, please take a minute to think about what David is saying right now and what Phil's brought up. It doesn't always have to be a ball move. One bad shot, I got to change my ball. That's not the case. Let's think about how did the ball come off your hand? Were you light? Were you hard? Did you get your hand around it? At youth bowling, there's a million things that could come up, but be honest with yourselves and really take a minute before you make that big ball change that might not be necessary.
Our varsity players have, obviously, they're older, so they have a better instinct on what the ball does. I mean, if you go back to 2 years ago where Seth had like 20 bowling balls, it was too many bowling balls for where his physical game was, so it didn't know how to mentally make the right moves.
Yeah, my favorite thing is when the kids jump to their strongest ball, and then I'm like, hey, so what you going to do now? Oh, you're going to go back around the circle?
David over on lane 1
Uh-huh.
is Zeke, Kevin's kid. He's 11.
Oh, yeah, my son's notorious that he's like, let me get my biggest ASIM ball out. Got 14-mile-an-hour ball speed, but I got this.
But he's got the fever to want to practice and get better. And that's what it takes.
It's amazing.
Yeah, nah.
Well, here is where you set the state record in what, November? The youngest person to shoot 300 in sanction league or sanction.
For the state?
Yep,
That's
my
awesome.
son, Ezekiel Trejo. We were here, USBC Pepsi tournament here at Samstown, November 12th, I believe it was. City Open, excuse me.
Yeah,
that was
that's awesome.
sanctioned. Yeah, it was big. And hey, let's give a big shout. I know I've been saying shout out a lot, but I want to give a big hoorah to Jackson
Playing for you
Gillespie.
again.
He got an award today. Jackson also threw a 300 here at Samstown, and he got an award today from Christie. So big thank you to Samstown for that award for Jackson, and congratulations, Jackson. Let's jump to highlights, everybody. Got a lot of bowling going on today. All right, Brandon Rother from San Diego, California. Really appreciate Brandon and his dad coming up here. Really good people. Jalen Greenlee. Jalen also a big practicer. I see him at Santa Fe Lanes all the time. Cooper. Cal Cooper. Cal's a good kid, man. I get talking to his dad a lot. Good family. And we've got Morgan Brunner, all the way from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Morgan, thanks for coming out. Really appreciate you bowling. We got a lefty. Look at her play that up the 1-2 board right there. That a girl. Oh, familiar face here, Mr. Sebastian Huffman, rocking his Haynes team bowling shirt. Noah's just been started working out with us over the last couple months. Really appreciate him coming out. Really nice kid. Another lefty. Where are all these lefties coming from? If we're, I know we used to have the lefty group. Then we had the two-handed group. Two-handed's kind of expanded a little bit. So what do we call the lefty two-handed group?
Urethane kids.
Hey,
They don't know you're reactive.
Guys that strike a lot.
how many pitch blacks did you bring?
Yeah, Theo Bernard, right? Perfect
Yeah.
example.
Right.
That kid's on fire, man.
Gotten a little hiccup with our lanes here, so we got a little ice. Let's give a big thank you out to Coolwick. Visit coolwick.com for all your jersey needs. Don't forget to enter LVYBT10 at checkout. And Storm Bowling, the Bowlers Company, doing big things for our youth bowlers. Check them out. Got SYCs coming up here. Kentucky in May. And don't forget to check out the Evolution program. StormBowling.com.
Love Storm.
Everybody, please jump in, like, subscribe, share everything going on with Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. We really appreciate it. It does a lot for us. And a big thank you out. Big thank you to our founders. We've got Ben Huffman. Ben Huffman, you guys never see him on camera, but he's a great dude. He runs all the electronics. He's the one that makes this happen on YouTube. Thank you, Ben Huffman. Mike Ruiz couldn't be here today, but Mike's a big help. Does a lot of volunteering. One of the founders of Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. And, of course, Mr. Phil Placco. Thank you, Phil. You spent a lot of time down here helping these kids, doing big things. Got a lot of volunteers. Emily Vizcara, thank you, Emily. She was double duty today without Mike. Really appreciate you out here. We've had Zippy, John Zipka. He was out here helping Emily. Monica Castronova, big thank you to her. And my beautiful wife, Destiny Trejo. Whoa, Destiny McHugh, my beautiful wife. I know. Getting a little loose here, folks. Let's have some fun. Dave Allen. Folks, if you don't know Dave Allen, get your butts down here. Check out him. He's over here working at Samstown. He's working at Santa Fe. He's driving left, right. He's helping kids out. Doing a lot for youth bowlers, so if you got any questions, check him out. Him and Phil both doing a lot for the kids. All right, Dave, I just did some heavy lifting. You got to jump in here for me. Come on.
So you need to catch your breath. So the bowlers came back after the break. couple strikes. Seth looked like he's stuck, but got a good break, get a strike. So now left lane looks like it's broken again. You're going to have to start doing some more heavy lifting, Kevin.
Yeah, okay. All right. Heavy lifting is here. I'm here to stay. I don't give up, folks. So let's do some bold predictions. I love doing this. So I'm not going to say who's going to win, who's going to lose, but let's do some bold predictions on where we think high scores for JV, your A and B bowler, and high scores for varsity based on what they've done so far are going to land. Well, where do you think JV is going to end up with the top score for today?
The top score for JV.
In this match. Not for the day, but for this match.
Well, I mean, I think a 205 will take it.
205, if this is the Price is Right. I think you are right there. You're really close.
You know, there's just an advantage having this lane breakdown. We get to hear David talk.
Yep.
I like it.
Or a disadvantage.
No, not at all. Hey, for everybody tuning in, let's give a recap. We got Hayden King out here. He's bowling against Ava Johnson. Huge match going on right now. We got Ava spared in the 6. Hayden trying to pick up his spare. Got it right there. Hayden is a heck of an athlete. Really good kid. He's been bowling with us a little bit more over the last few months. Really appreciate him coming out. Varsity division, Dominic Montoya. And once again, that soft 10.
Yeah, still just fighting. Lack of reaction down lane.
So this is interesting. Very interesting. It's happened 3 times just that I can see, and it's probably happened a few more times. That soft 10. We've got to find something. I think.
Well, we were talking earlier about judging your ball reaction. Part of it has to do with how the ball goes through the pins. So just hitting the pocket is one thing, and sometimes it's okay. Let's say the scores are really low and you can hit the pocket. It's probably okay. But when the scores are a little higher, you got to watch how your ball goes through the pins. And when it's consistently leaving flat 10s, you know that your ball reaction's not right.
Okay.
And that's one of the indicators to tell you that you got to make a change.
Okay. And you were talking about this earlier. You were talking, let's look at the lanes front to back, not so much left to right. Could you get into that a little bit? Is there anything you could maybe suggest?
So the lane is much longer than it is wide. So a lot of what happens with your ball reaction has to do with when the ball slows down. So when the front of the lane starts to hook earlier and carry down from the urethane balls is on the back end, then obviously the ball's going to hit the lane, it's going to use up energy, and then it's going to find itself traveling into carry down on the back end, which is going to translate into a lack of reaction and shape. So it's happening to all the players, and it's a pretty common thing to see when the urethane balls are used during the earlier games as much as they were today.
So we're taking the urethane balls and we're moving a lot of that oil from the 39-foot down 43, 44, would you say?
Because on this pattern, if there would have been more reactive, the players would all be way to the left right now. And there would be a problem as well, but it would be a different problem. It wouldn't be the ball being lazy down lane and not wanting to go through the pins. It would be trying just to get the ball to the pocket, closer to the 5th arrow.
Okay. Good feedback. Really appreciate that. All right, Hayden, your number 1 seed, stepping up, lane 3. All right. And let's not forget, one of these two JV bowlers will be a brand new first-time champion here at Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour. Gonna get that new Cool Wick Championship jersey. Very flashy, along with a Cool Wick banner with their last name on it. Thank you, Cool Wick, for those. Always appreciate that. Big thank you out to Storm. Storm hooking us up. We got these ball raffles out there, everybody. If you're not familiar, get on down. $20 in a raffle, $10, $2, $1. Might win a brand new $250, $300 ball.
Okay, so that was an example from Seth right there of a shot that he created more shape. He got it to the right a little quicker. You could see he really released it strongly, and the ball made the right move through the pins.
So he got it outside a little bit earlier, would you say?
Yeah, and I've seen a couple of shots that the guys have thrown. If they do increase the angle in the front of the lane a little bit and get it a little further right a little sooner, there seems to be a spot that shapes the ball back harder.
Okay. And Seth's doing that with a purple hammer, I believe. Urethane?
Yep.
Gotcha. Interesting.
So Seth said that he had 1,000 on it before he started. He's been using it for the whole day, so it's smoothened out. Purple hammer.
Yeah, got to give a lot of credit to Seth. He controls his emotions. Probably one of the best out here. High level with his way he
Unless you
handles
remember-
a tough situation.
3 years ago, I always talk about this, right? 3 years ago, before COVID, because this year is a senior year. His freshman year, he didn't make the bowling team.
Yep.
He walked in the bowling center and started crying. Like, I didn't make the team. Bill, can I switch over two-handed? Let's go.
Right.
And that's
Been
how
pretty
it
cool.
goes down, folks.
Nice shot.
Man.
He's getting it done now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Going for his
Coming
8th
off
win.
of a
Actually,
four-bagger from the 6th.
Yep.
6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see what he does in the 10th, everybody. Come on. No, I always want to bring that up. This was one thing Dave and I were talking about earlier, but when you get to that higher level, especially for our kids moving on to college, the way you handle yourself with your emotions and your confidence, it's huge. Could you give a little feedback on that, Dave?
Right. So being prepared and practicing learning your bowling balls, you know, when you show up to the tournament, you're gonna feel more confident because you're prepared. And the confidence makes a huge difference in your performance and the outcomes of your tournaments. And obviously when your outcomes are better, then your confidence just goes up from there.
Yeah, you get on a little, I got to imagine, you get on a little run, pick up the front 5, confidence is at a high level.
Right, and you can see it in people. You can just tell when people are riding that wave. You know, you see it on tour, you see it with a lot of the top pro bowlers lately, just making incredible runs. And to get yourself there, you have to put in the work, you have to prepare. You have to take it seriously.
Yeah. And
I
that's
give this
just
kid a
not
lot of
going
credit.
out.
He played a baseball game this morning, came running over here. His knee is swelling up. Right knee? Yeah, it's all swollen. One of those athletes.
Right?
Well, Hayden, we got some stuff going on at Samstown, folks. We got a big party going on down here. Don't forget to get on down to Samstown. Always big things going down here. Really appreciate Christy, everybody here at Samstown letting us come down and host our Las Vegas Youth Bowlers Tour here.
Yeah,
You wanna
Christy
come bowl
is
some
the
more fun?
assistant, Tom Peppinger, the manager.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I want to reiterate that. You know, I think you brought up a good point, Dave. Preparation, being prepared. You don't know what you're going to hit when you get out here, and when you get put in a tough situation, the ones that are prepared probably going to be more successful.
Right, and it's pretty obvious when you look at the work ethics of the top players in the world for the most part that the game has risen to that level where you need to put in that work.
Yep. Yeah, knowledge, it's not just a physical game anymore. Well, it probably is, it's never been all physical. You've got to have that mental stability to be able to handle the tough situations, because the higher level you get, it's going to become clutch.
And not every lane condition you bowl on is going to suit your game.
Definitely.
So you have to be able to bounce back and be resilient.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a really good point. You're never going to be in an environment that's 100% exactly what you want every single time. It's impossible.
Right. Nice.
Seth, very nice. Seth sitting at 208, can go 218.
228.
Let's get some scores
Ish,
written
150.
in here. 180.
David, thanks again for sitting in. Ben, this has been a great call, getting him in here. Love it.
Thank you, Phil.
I wish you weren't here.
Right. Why is bowling in the World Series? Yeah, well.
228. Congratulations, Seth Stovall and Hayden King. Hey, everybody. Big thank you. Storm Bowling. Visit them at stormbowling.com. The Bowlers Company. Got all your bowling needs. And don't forget Cool Wick. Visit them at coolwick.com. And do not forget to enter, please, LVYBT10 at checkout. David, it's been a huge pleasure having you here. Thank you very much for sitting in.
Thank you, Kevin. Definitely a pleasure. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a big hoorah. Hayden King, your JV, first-time champion. And Seth Stovall, I believe that's his 8th championship. Congratulations to both of you guys. Great bowling.